Come on.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to the only podcast produced by three two-time winners of IMSA's Spirit of the Race Award. You're tuned into the Check Engine Podcast. We are hosted on Anchor.fm and streamed worldwide on all the platforms you use to listen to your favorites. As per usual, my name is Nick. I'm here. My two good buddies, Andrew and Tristan, are also here on the other ends of these microphones. Guys, what did you think of the big football championship game, whose name we cannot repeat?
The Super Bowl? I thought it was good.
Yeah, that one.
I mean, come on. Express written consent, no, but fuck off.
The Super Owl.
Yes.
I thought it was a pretty good game. I mean, there was a point where it felt over, and I think immediately after the game ended, I was like, oh, that's it? Like, that's how this ended? It felt almost like a wrong universe kind of thing. There's a moment there when that Joe Burrow desperation pass was not completed. It was like, wait, it's just it?
Wait, he is human.
So that was a really kind of weird feeling. And I don't know. I guess the more I think about the game, the better I think it was. Immediately after, I thought it was middling, but maybe it was one of the better games in the past couple of years.
I think my mom summed it up really well, actually, being the actual resident football expert in this family. She's like, it was very competitive, but it was not very entertaining.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how I don't disagree with that.
I think we were all spoiled with the entire rest of the playoffs being so chaotic and crazy and last second field goals and all this other stuff that this one kind of had a run of the mill ending, and then we were all kind of like, oh.
So I'm just looking back here. So before this was Tampa Bay, Kansas City, horrible. Kansas City, San Fran, pretty good.
Yeah, that one was okay.
New England, Rams, horrible.
We watched that one together, Andrew.
Yeah.
You, me, and Claire.
I felt so bad because that was like the worst game of all time. I felt so bad for her.
Yeah, she doesn't like football anyway.
Exactly.
Absolutely nothing happened.
Exactly. Philly, New England, awesome.
Great.
New England, Atlanta, awesome.
Yeah, I distinctly remember that one.
My
Buffalo
God.
Wild Wings.
Remember, I was putting my coat on when that pick was made at the 1 yard line.
Yep, and you're like, well, and the sat back down.
Oh no, wait, no, sorry. That was New England, Seattle. I was staring right at New England, Seattle. The 28-3 game.
Yes, the comeback game.
It was insane. But so I guess it was pretty good.
I was telling people, like, I thought I actually called it with a couple of my friends pretty close. I said, I think the Rams are going to win, but I don't think they're going to cover the spread. I think it's going to be even closer than, I think the spread was like 4.5 or 5.
Yeah, I thought it was
something like that. And it turned out right on the head. Not upset with whoever would have won because I like both quarterbacks. Like, I'm happy for Matt Stafford after 12 years in purgatory, also known as Detroit, to actually get out and accomplish something with a real franchise. So good for him. But yeah, I mean, it was decent. it wasn't a blowout. That was good.
But we are not a football podcast.
No, we are not.
There it is.
I mean, we really don't plan it. It just kind of happens every time we do one of these where we end up talking about something that we don't actually talk about. However, as we all know, the Super Bowl is also the arena where car companies who really need to move some metal come to put their best on display. Not that any car company needs to move metal because everyone just can't get enough cars.
Right.
But still, this year,
they want to move the most metal more than their enemies.
Correct. They're enemies.
That's a very well constructed sentence, Tristan.
They're enemies. The brand the CEO worked at last year.
Yeah, exactly.
So what we have here is a little list of Super Bowl commercials, car commercials from this year, and I think we'll just run down. And I totally stepped on Nick's thing here. What am I doing?
Yeah, we're picking good, bad, and the ugly of this year's commercials, and if we have any time, we'll go through a list of some of the best from years past as well. $7 million for 30 seconds on the Super Bowl this year. So we can almost answer the question here, or we can try to, for each of these ads. Was it worth it?
No.
I mean, no. Wasn't the BMW ad like 2 minutes long?
The BMW one was a long one. I think the GM one with the Austin Powers cast was a very long one.
Okay, they had, so BMW had 2. They had a minute and they had a 40-second.
Okay, so 7 million and 4.5 or 5 million. No, 14 million.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I was
like
dividing
10.
instead of multiplying. 14 and 10.
Ugh.
Crazy.
Insane. A piece of car trivia that I have not seen tweeted anywhere, so I should probably tweet it out.
Yes.
One very odd thing that both Tristan and I noticed, and Nick, maybe you noticed it as well. This was the first Super Bowl in living memory that had not one, but 2 commercials featuring the stately Volkswagen thing.
Indeed, there were 2.
It was in the Taco Bell commercial, and it was in the Vroom commercial.
Holy
The
shit!
the first one weirdly appropriate. The second one,
Eh.
I don't really get that particular choice.
Yeah,
but
like sell your used car. Here's my Volkswagen
thing. Well, they probably went for like, what's the most obscure thing, just to show people you can literally sell any car on here, and Volkswagen thing is a pretty obscure one. But that's a really good pull.
That's why he's the marketing person.
Yeah, no, he's probably right, honestly.
But has the Volkswagen thing been in any commercial, Super Bowl or otherwise?
Like, I can't imagine.
And it lands in 2. That's a really good pull. You should tweet that. We should be the first to report that.
I will. Let's see here. I just looked up. I literally just Googled Volkswagen thing commercial. And it does have commercials. The original one came from 1973.
Wow.
There's a vintage Cheez-Its commercial featuring a VW thing. So I don't think they ever, I mean, it may have played during the Super Bowl, but it probably wasn't announced. I don't think that was a thing in the 1970s.
Crazy. That's a really good pull. Nice job, guys.
Well, thanks. Yeah. So that
first
was
step towards like real car journalism there. How about that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know about real, but
I mean, baby steps.
Yeah, baby steps.
I said first step. I'm not saying you're pros, because we're not.
That's true. So I guess that not car commercials necessarily, but commercials with cars in them. I mean, let's start the list, and we already kind of talked about it. So I guess let's keep going down the BMW road.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't even, so I was literally writing a list during the Super Bowl about the car commercials. I didn't notice either of these spots for car commercials. Didn't even appear. Didn't even notice.
I only noticed one.
I noticed the long one. I didn't notice the short one.
Yes, same.
So these are the ones with Arnold playing Zeus, and Salma Hayek is Hera.
Yes. I get the connection, with Zeus and his lightning fingers.
Yeah.
And the electric
Zeus's
car.
lightning fingers.
God, I can just see the marketing, the brand board for this one. What do electric cars do? Oh, God.
Zap.
Ugh.
I mean, I guess personally, I don't have anything against it.
No, it's just,
I thought Arnold actually was probably a good choice for Zeus. I think that was kind of cool. But I think it was almost too long, though. Like, you kind of lose sight of the fact that, we're advertising a car here.
I really think that was my problem. So briefly, during Super Bowl, there was a time where I was trying to catch up to live by skipping like all the between play stuff. And so my thought is that this 40-second one probably played in one of those like step away breaks. So I probably didn't even see that one. And the BMW, the Zeus and Hera, like the long form one, the minute long one, I know I did see, but you're exactly right, Nick. I definitely lost track in what the hell they were talking about. Like I just saw Mount Olympus, and I saw that Arnie was Zeus, and I saw Selma there, and I was like, oh, okay, that's going on. I remember they had like a mini. What I remember is they had a like a mini Pegasus and or unicorn as a pet.
Pegasus,
that I remember.
Yes.
Yeah,
Walk
Peggy. As I goes, be sure to walk Peggy.
Yeah, that was the last thing I paid attention.
That was adorable.
Yeah, like some of that is actually kind of nice.
It's got the same problem I think a lot of Super Bowl commercials have for me, though, which is that they're so caught up in being the big Super Bowl commercial that they fail to actually advertise the product in any kind of meaningful way. It's like, I know the whole story of Zeus retiring, going to Palm Springs, getting tired of people asking him to juice up all their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then he drives away in a car. Like I don't get, like, the advertising part was like the last 9 seconds, and it was like, oh, it's a car commercial. I will remember the rest of this and not what it's for.
I guess I kind of had the same or opposite problem wherein I stopped paying attention during the 43 seconds it took them to get to the point and literally never even noticed.
The baby Pegasus kept me interested, so
yeah, that's fair.
I'm a cute animal Super Bowl commercial guy, so
that's acceptable. It's acceptable.
Just ask my wife.
So I think we're saying,
she asked me when we met what I did, and one of the number one things I listed was watch cute animal videos on the internet, and it wasn't just a line to get her like, oh, it's so cute he watches animal videos. I actually did. My YouTube algorithm is like 70% cute animals, 20% cars, 10% fail videos. And then like actually 9% fail videos and 1% the weird shit Andrew sends me.
I send him all the worst stuff I find on YouTube, and he never thanks me, if you can believe that.
Yeah.
I can believe it.
Let me send you a big bag of garbage. And you'll be like, yeah,
it's
thanks.
Not garbage. I send you gold. I send you comedic gold to expand your mind and challenge your assumptions.
Certainly, it's very challenging.
I should really put this in the group chat. I could ruin two people's days.
Yeah, why don't you share this?
Yeah, you don't share it with me. I feel left out now.
Fine. You will regret this.
I just want to be included.
All right. I promise I will send them to you in the future. That is commercial 1.
So, hey, do we have a verdict on it? Yes, no, maybe? How are we doing this?
It's a no for me. I didn't even know what it was for. So clearly it didn't work.
Entertaining, yes. Effective, no. That's how I'll classify it. I enjoyed watching it. It wasn't like, ugh, what is this? But also it was like, I wonder what this was advertising. Oh, in the last 9 seconds you find out. So not effective, but certainly interesting to watch. Plus points for Baby Pegasus.
So I'll give it like a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
We'll end it right in the middle.
Meets expectations.
There you go. Moving on.
Let's loop back to we have a list here, but the one that I have actually seen talked about a lot today and yesterday was very odd to me. There were people saying on Twitter, as you know, real people, not affiliated with brands, were saying, I can't stop thinking about the Chevy Sopranos commercial. And I was like, why not?
Also entirely ineffective if you did not watch The Sopranos.
Yes.
I was thinking that same
because my dad and I didn't either, and he was like, is this a commercial for New Jersey?
do you want to know
Silverado?
Tristan, do you want to know how I knew what that was?
How?
From Harvey Birdman.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Because they used this well, they did like the same cuts, right? They animated the same cuts. And they did like a knockoff of that song, with like Hanna-Barbera lyrics, which was brilliant because that show is absolutely iconic. But and then somehow I made the connection later because I've never watched The Sopranos really, but my mom was into it for a while, and so I probably was like, oh, that's that reference. But yeah, you're exactly right. If you never watched this show, and that show was on like 100 years ago, so I don't really think anyone not our age understood that commercial.
Well,
Yeah,
so I
anyone
reckon
certainly our age or younger. Like, as we were
exactly.
kids when it was The Sopranos, and maybe
Right.
not even all of us were allowed to watch it. So, like,
Yes, I
certainly
wasn't.
people younger than us weren't watching it unless they went back, like, out of their way to find it.
So I recognize the theme song because my parents watched the show.
Of
And I
course.
told
There you
Claire
go.
as soon as this came, and then I recognized that actress. What's it? Jamie Siegler, I think her name is.
Sure.
She was like Tony Soprano's daughter in the show. So I saw her. I'm like, isn't that? And then the music started playing. I'm like, oh, okay. And then my first thought is, man, my parents are gonna love this.
Did they?
I haven't talked to them about it yet. I can find out for you, but yeah. I mean, what is the NFL's? I honestly don't know what their like number one age demographic is as far as viewership, but
Mm,
like
Well, it's
we
certainly
we
the
maybe didn't know, or folks our age weren't going to know that that was The Sopranos, but I guarantee you anybody 5 years older than us or more knew exactly what that was instantly, and that might be a lot of people. I mean, if 100 and some million people are watching the game, a lot of people are going to know that song, and they all went nuts, I'm sure.
yeah, well, because it's because it's TV demos, it's 18 to 49. Not incredibly
not
indicative.
Okay, so everybody,
well, yeah, and I
so
think that
adults, basically.
I think the biggest thing is, possibly the goal here was to try to pitch an electric car to an older audience, actually. A lot of
Mm.
electric car ads are like, it's cool and fun for young people, and might be missing that adult demo and older adult demo, and maybe this is their attempt at being cool, but for people who watch The Sopranos.
That's true. Two things I mean about this commercial. The truck looks great, and that song is still so hard. That is a great song.
Yes,
Great
agreed.
song, and the truck does look good. Actually, most
Yeah.
electric vehicles don't look that great.
They gave it-
Chevy got it right.
They gave it style. I don't know
Yes.
where they found it. I don't know where the hell they found some style for their vehicles. This one has it.
Yes,
I compliment Ford for the Lightning being just a truck. Like, it looks like an F-150, which is its own kind of good. But if you're gonna go with the stylized electric vehicle, this is good, and I think the Rivian is good.
Mhm.
Now, whether they're actually gonna produce any of those in any way or anything else, like the Rivian's a little smaller, so it's kind of more crammed in tightly, but I don't think it looks bad, and there's a lot of clever functional design in it. But yeah, I think Chevy did a good job with this car, and again, yeah, that the car looks good, the music is good. I liked the commercial even when I thought it was like a New Jersey commercial, and then once I figured out it was a Chevy commercial, I was like, oh, that's a cool backdrop for the Chevy commercial. Not making no connection to the Sopranos whatsoever. I still thought it was a cool commercial.
yeah, it was okay. This
I
one,
will.
yeah.
I was just gonna say, I don't know. I feel like I'm seeing it in a lot of places now, and obviously, I think that Chevy was the first one to put like the bed side blade on the Avalanche, right? So
Yes.
the bed doesn't meet the back of the cab; it kind of has like
Yes,
an
it
extra
was
piece that angles
the
up.
Avalanche and its Cadillac and GMC brethren, and
Right.
then the Ridgeline.
Honda Ridgeline.
And then the Ridgeline,
copied
and
it
it's
too,
also
yep.
on the Santa Cruz,
Yep.
Mhm.
and now it's here. So I mean, is this the new Juke headlight arrangement? Is that what this is here? Is that what we're seeing?
The new standard.
It's kind of delayed, right? It took a while to catch on.
Well,
But
I mean, it'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah,
The Juke was
it-
dead before everyone started doing exactly the same lights.
yeah, it do be like that. So I mean,
Posthumous award for headlight design.
Yeah, and you know what? If the Avalanche gave us anything, and it's this, I'm thankful, because you know what? Just a little bit of style, exactly Chevy's problem. A little bit of style can really go a long way.
yeah, I agree. I'll throw a 7 at this commercial.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's actually exactly what I was thinking number wise.
it's pretty good.
You want to just stick with GM,
Sure. Yeah. Let's hit their other one.
which was frickin' laser beams.
Again, who is this for?
Us.
Me. It's for me specifically.
Yes, it's
Ugh.
for us.
Yeah,
All the people
you're
who
in that
grew up
demo, man.
watching Austin Powers.
And you know what? I watched those movies with my wife like during lockdown. It was they actually stand up shockingly well. Like they're not
Yeah, you mentioned that there
humiliatingly
are a
racist or
few. Yeah,
anything.
there are a few jokes you might not want to say now, but shockingly fewer than a lot of other movies from the same time period.
Yeah, it stands up pretty well.
Yeah.
This didn't do anything for me.
Nope.
The only thing I have to say in its corner, not even in its defense, just like here's one positive thing I like about it. I do like that they really went for it. They
Yeah.
didn't like just get Mike Myers to play Doctor Evil, which he'll do at the drop of a hat. He loves doing that. Apparently, does it all the time. But like they got Seth Green and Rob
Everybody.
Lowe and whoever plays Frau.
Oh, it's
but
in this.
like,
Mindy
It's in this.
Sterling says here.
yeah.
Yeah, Mindy Sterling.
Mindy Sterling, yeah. So like they went all out and like got the whole cast back together,
Yeah.
which was a good effort. I will compliment them on their effort and thoroughness, but I didn't. And the message was clear, but it just didn't really, like you said, Andrew, it didn't really do it for me. Like I actually
No.
remember like what they were talking about and like the content of the discussion that they had, but it was a lot of talking
Yeah, it
and
really
not a lot
was.
of advertising.
It was a full-on movie scene.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
it just was
Yeah.
that. And I mean, maybe Seth Green's best role ever, but I don't know. Just a little like,
No, Joker and Mass Effect.
yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I feel like this and the BMW ad share a lot in that. Again, I don't necessarily know who started this, but just kind of put a celebrity up there. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I guess if that's the way you want to go.
I'm just sick of the. Like, sometimes it's fun, but when every single thing you do is trying to play to that nostalgia factor,
It's
like,
very
I'm just-
tiring.
I'm getting tiring. I was going to say worn out. Yes, it's tiring. I'm worn out by it. I'm exhausted by that. So, like, let's please just stop rehashing stuff. Like, at least the BMW commercial had some original thinking.
It
Like,
did.
like, it wasn't, we're going to bring back a movie character from 15 years ago. You know?
They didn't make a Terminator commercial.
Yes.
Okay.
They made,
all
they
right.
made
Could've
an Arnie commercial, which
Which
you could have done
could've
it.
fit.
But yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That's legit. That's legit. Even though you can literally see the arrow, electric car. Here's the word cloud that all things electric. No, but anyways, yeah. I this one I think is down by the BMW commercial for me. It just and they paid for a 90-second spot. By the way, this commercial was also long as hell.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
So definitely not worth it. If the BMW commercial, I think we gave it a 5. I'll give this one like a 3.5.
Oh boy, you think I was all right? Yeah. No, I
Well,
think
the
it's
only
about
thing,
same.
like Tristan said, they brought the whole cast back, or at least the evil cast back, which is, they A for effort, I guess, but like again, nostalgia. BMW's was at least like original storyline, as short as it was. Sure. So I'll go 3.5 or 4 out of 10 on that one for me, probably.
Fair. Tristan.
Yeah, I forgot we're not a video podcast. I'm sitting here nodding. Yes, I agree. This is what happens when you podcast remotely over video and your whole day has been Teams meetings.
Yeah.
You
it's
just
rough.
like assume people can see you, and I'm talking to more than just you guys. I'm talking to our lovely listeners, and they can't see me, but I agree.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're talking to all tens of them, Tristan. Remember
Hey,
that.
they
Hey,
matter.
listen.
Don't diminish that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Like, we're thankful for every last one of them.
All right, next one that this commercial annoyed me immensely, and that was surely the point, but that just annoyed me more. The Carvana one with the annoying lady, like the second you see her, you go, oh, fuck, she's going to be annoying. And you would say the same thing if you saw her in real life.
Yep.
Just the whole thing was obnoxious.
Well, then mission
Yeah.
accomplished, right? If the goal was to annoy and you remembered it for being annoying.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that, like, I've always found it strange when you've got commercials that are like, "Hi, this unlikable person uses our product." Like,
Exactly.
why? Like, I don't want to be like her. I won't use Carvana. Like, that's the immediate 1-2
Oh,
association in my head. Don't be like this oversharing weirdo. Don't use Carvana.
Exactly. No, I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have too much of an opinion on this one. I don't remember too much of it. But yeah, I never really thought of it in the way Tristan just presented it. Like, let's make it something everybody hates.
It's a really bizarre way to make a commercial. Yeah, this was probably my least favorite. I absolute a 0.
Really?
Yeah, very
I would
very
agree.
annoying.
I would give it a
fact,
little more than that. I would probably put it in like the 3 range.
You
3
like
or
this
4.
one as much as the Austin Powers one?
Yeah.
Ugh. Nope. It accomplishes the opposite of the advertising goal. It drives me away from the product. It should have a negative number. 0 means like 0 means it doesn't make me buy the product. Negative numbers mean it drives me away from the product. It's repellent.
True.
I'm a judge who deducts heavily for unoriginal thought, so that's why I put it down by the. It's not great. I didn't say I liked the GM Dr. Evil commercial.
Yeah, no,
So they're all down on that same range for me.
That's fair. Do we do the Hyundai commercial, because it didn't actually air during the Super Bowl, but it was like one of the last commercials to air during the pregame?
I wonder how much money they saved.
Probably a lot. Well, everyone's
this
seen
is the
it by
one with
this point
Jason
anyway.
Bateman.
Yes, it's the Jason Bateman one where he's in the Ioniq 5 and he goes back through time and he comes back. And the first couple times I saw it, it was pretty good, and it played all the way through the playoffs, and now it's really annoying and I'm over it. So 5?
It was actually the first time I had seen it.
Oh, really?
The first time I had seen it was in the pregame.
Managed to miss it entirely.
Huh.
And I'm just a big fan of. I'm a big fan of Jason Bateman, and until I read that little blurb on the article we're using as reference, I completely forgot what this commercial was. And then I saw Jason Bateman. I said, "Oh, that one. Okay."
Yeah.
Doesn't really do anything for me.
See, like this, I put this in 5 category.
Yeah,
because when I watch it, I remember that I thought it was good and funny, and I liked it, but I don't remember it. It falls right out of my brain as soon as I stop watching it.
The one that I mean, Bateman's kind of doing like the voice of Hyundai thing, which I thought was great.
Yes,
but was it the Santa Fe plugin, or is like the voiceover one? They had a couple. They had a couple Hyundai voiceover series commercials, right? Where people are like, "Is that a voiceover?" When they're talking about the.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The one that I liked, I just remember. It's got him very, very much doing the Michael from Arrested Development voice. It's got plenty of power right off the line. That's stuck in my head. That's kind of interesting.
The Jason Bateman voice.
I know, but that's what I associate it with, because that's, I mean, what I remember him most for. But you're right.
Jessica and I regularly listen to his podcast, and it's just a Michael from Arrested Development podcast.
I listened to his podcast too until I realized that it was just stuck in the number 1 position in my podcast, regardless of when it updated. And I thought, no, thank you, marketing meme. You can go now. All right. So yeah, the Ioniq 5 out of 10, because I guess Ioniq 5 for me.
Yep, perfect.
Now, this one I actually did like. The partner car to the partner company to the everything else. The Kia EV6. How dare they? I
One more
think
than the Ioniq 5. One
exactly.
more.
That was a Robot Dog one. My takeaways from this: holy shit, that car looks fucking incredible. Oh my god,
Awesome looking car. Cute animals. I'm in.
this car looks imagine, if you will, a world where Tesla spent 5 seconds to design a front of a car ever in the history of their company and came up with something even approaching this. Imagine the difference in opinion.
Mm-hmm. This
This
is
thing,
the best takeaway from this commercial. You're absolutely right. Is
And it 100% did its
wow,
job.
how
yeah.
cool is that car?
I was talking to Andrew during the game. I was like, every one of these EV6 commercials that I see is like, hey, maybe we could get an EV as like a second car. Like
Yeah,
2 or 3 years ago on this podcast, I myself was like, nope, never. And now it's just like, hey, maybe
maybe it's
they're
not the worst thing in the world.
starting to look good, for a second car for commuting or whatever else. The range is good enough now. Like, hey, maybe that's what we do. And like there's actually consideration of an EV versus flat refusal. And this car and this commercial went a long way to contributing to that. So I rate this one very highly.
I I agree with you on all fronts. I feel like other people are getting like they love this more than I did. I don't know. Maybe it's the cute robot dog, but like that like okay, cool. I was more excited about the vehicle itself, except for the price. Isn't this thing like 80 grand?
I don't actually know.
Probably it's an EV. They're all stupid
They are
expensive.
all quite, that's true.
So it's not quite affordable, at least yet. But car was incredible. The commercial wasn't bad. Kudos for using the cute factor to try to draw some people in. I know Claire went, "Aw."
Yeah,
So,
In a shocking turn of events, maybe it's and if you can get one, but the starts at price is 40,900.
oh,
Yeah.
which one was I looking at? That was maybe it was the Silverado.
The Silverado's like 100 grand.
yeah,
It's stupid.
Oh.
58 fully loaded for the EV6 GT line all-wheel drive.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that would be the one I would buy.
Yep.
And that makes it fully twice as much as the car I just bought.
I'm just on the the CNET linked. We're
Yeah.
using a CNET page for this. That thing just looks so good. Oh, it looks amazing.
Yeah. So I'd put this one up in the 7-8 range, right? 7?
Yeah, no, I quite like this. And again, like the dog, robot dog, great, fine.
There's
The most
one
important for me was that looks awesome. It looks
Yes.
wantable.
and it did a good job of showing off the car.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Imagine
like I was
that.
saying, like normally you wait to see it like in the metal before you judge it, because I feel like I never get a good look at a car. Like when you compare photo shoot photos and then seeing it drive around in the ad, there is a
Yeah.
noticeable increase in desirability. So
Absolutely.
I think it did a good job of that. I like the cute dog. There's one on this list that we're going to get to that I like better. So I'm still going to give this one an 8 because I've got a 9 or a 10 coming.
So do I. Hopefully I wonder if it's the same one, Tristan.
I think we were
It
all going to have the same way. Yeah.
Probably is, yeah.
Next, speaking of dibbies, Eugene Levy in a wig,
Meh.
the Nissan commercial.
With an earring. Did you see?
Yeah, I when I first saw this, I thought it was really annoying, especially just a random useless appearance from Brie Larson. No one wanted to see you. Then I liked it slightly more because like, oh, that was kind of funny. And now explaining it to myself in my head as I'm saying it, this was a stupid commercial and I hated it.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of this at all either. Fan of Eugene Levy, but not of this ad.
And it's one of those things where I feel like he did the best with what he was given.
Yes.
So props to him, but I don't like the commercial design.
I think he probably had a great time doing this commercial.
Yeah, probably on top of that. I hope he did. Yeah.
You know what's odd? And someone please tell me if I'm way off base here. I want to say that the redesigned Z was announced in maybe like 19 or 20, right?
I think it's a little too far back.
It feels like it's been around forever.
Wait, announced or like officially like launched?
The
rendering?
reveal. When was the hold on. Nissan.
I think the reveal was last year, like early last year.
Reveal. Okay, it was August 2021.
Oh, late last year. Okay.
That car looks so out of date.
Yep. Already.
Like, wow. I am so sick of seeing that car. And apparently, it's never been on the road. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it hasn't actually been released yet.
This car looks like shit.
I'm sick of seeing the car that I haven't actually seen yet.
It looks horrible.
He's acrimonious
Because
it's the Minecraft front end on it.
What you got to realize is, in my head, I've been seeing pictures of this car for 4 years about, and apparently that's not true. Okay, but I don't want to see this car anymore. It needs a design change, like complete.
So isn't it crazy that we shit on Nissan for not changing the design of their cars for decades, and then they change it and it's outdated at launch? It's like they need a design change.
It's because they don't change their designs ever.
I would swear to you guys that I've been seeing pictures of this car since 2019. I do not believe the 2021 at all.
Well, believe it.
What happened?
It's
Carlos
the pandemic time warp.
Carlos Ghosn happened.
Right. You might just be right. Anyway, so I'm sick of this car and it's not out anywhere. But take it away.
Yeah. I don't know. 3 for the Nissan commercials.
Sure.
Eugene Levy keeps it from being a 0.
Yes,
yeah.
3 based solely on the strength of Eugene Levy.
He just drags it up.
Yeah,
he looked like he had a great time.
I'm sure he did.
Which is all the better. I'm glad he did.
Go for it.
All right. I think what's going to be the favorite, right? The Polestar commercial.
Yes.
100%.
Applause.
Fabulous. Fantastic.
30 seconds straight to the point. And I love, there's no, sorry, Tristan, no cute animals, no big name celebrities, no explosions.
It doesn't have to be cute animals.
That's what I'm saying.
An excellent bonus.
This ad proves it. And I love the idea of talking, like the entire time they're saying what it isn't. Mm-hmm. And I love that tactic because, one, I sometimes have to use that at work when I'm trying to explain a campaign or a program to people who don't get it. Like, it's better for like perspective and context if you explain to people, okay, this is what this is not going to be. Okay.
Yeah, and then let their brain fill in the negative space as to what it is.
Let their brain fill it in. And also that ties in perfectly, I think, with what some of the roadblocks have been with EVs. Is that like people have this perception of what they're going to be and all this kind of stuff. So they come right out and tell you, you know what? That's not what this is. It's not this. It's not that. It's not this. But, loved it. Clean, classy, quick, to the point. The car looks great.
Once again. Yeah.
Or is this considered a crossover? I don't even know. It's kind of raised up.
I think it's just considered a sedan. The Volvos and or Polestars do tend to have a little bit of a higher ride height, sort of like Subaru's doing.
Yeah, but it, like the EV6, this looks incredible.
Looks fabulous.
It's so, I mean, Volvo's, I mean, we've said this before on the show too, like Volvo has hit it the last 3 or 4 years in their design. It's just, they look so good. Every time I see one on the road, I go, I want that. I wish I could afford one.
I'm the odd man out here.
You didn't like the look?
No, I think it looks like not that this is necessarily bad. I just don't like it altogether. It looks like the front of a relatively new Kia with the tail end of a Dodge Charger with the back sloping glass of a Dodge Caliber in the middle.
Well, listen, man, the blame Mercedes, sedans be melty at the edges these days.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. It's like literally like the square, like bracketed taillights in the back with just the flat trunk looks like the back of a Charger. Like that. We're all looking at the CNET article under that 2022 Polestar is clean and techy. That upper right hand picture, the
Yeah.
back of that looks
Oh.
like a Charger.
I quite like it though. I think it looks nice.
So I don't love it. I don't hate it. I think it looks better than any Tesla, but I don't like it as much as the EV6.
No, yeah.
I don't like it as much as some of Volvo's other design efforts either. So
If I had one critique on the design of the car, it's that the trunk is a little short. It looks a little disproportionate to the front of the car. But other than that, I think it looks really good. Regardless of the look of the car, though, this was the best commercial.
yes, and that also proves that commercials can be good without an in my mind, without an excellent product. It's a good product, but like that EV6 commercial is brought up just by the quality of what the EV6 looks like.
Yep.
This is, in spite of that, it's still my favorite one. So that says a lot about the commercial itself.
I would give this one a 9.
Yeah, I think it was really, really good. It was
Yeah,
probably the most
9.
effective commercial, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was talking to Andrew too. Another feature that I like about it is just how aggressive it is.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. Bringing
like-
that energy.
yeah, it's like, not you, Tesla. Nope, not you, Volkswagen. Like, not you, most of the American car companies with the greenwashing and committees. Like, just, like, nope, we're none of those. Get over it. And it's like, wow. Polestar doles out the harshness.
You love to see it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Direct shot at the competition. We're coming.
Especially from a brand that, I mean, you got to shake it up a little bit, right? From the Volvo Mystique, soft leather, the Moose test, safety.
Moose.
Polestar wants to come in at a different angle, which, remember, years and years ago, when they were originally owned by, an independent company, just Volvo, they did have the Polestar. It was on old Top Gear. I want to say it had like the weird name, like the North Star, something like that.
It was like, yeah, it was a Polestar like S60 and had that blue paint job.
The blue paint job, yeah. That was also
yep.
super aggressive. This is super aggressive. I mean, I'm here for it.
Yep, sign me up.
Next is a commercial that I think I might like more now than when I saw it. The Toyota commercial for this year was Keeping Up with the Joneses, and we had Tommy Lee Jones and Rashida Jones and
Leslie Jones.
Thank you. I didn't forget. And a Jonas, which kind of ruined it at the end. Like, there's mad other Joneses. Stop.
Totally. I didn't like this one at all, period. Like,
no.
I
think it was fine. I liked the realization of where they were going with it. Like, I know what they're doing.
Yeah.
When you see Tommy Lee Jones and then you see Leslie Jones, and they refer just to each other as just "Hello, Jones,"
Jones,
like,
yeah.
And then Rashida Jones arrives, and it's like, and it's like, and like that dawning realization is kind of funny.
That was rewarding.
Yeah, I didn't get the, it's Keeping Up with the Jonases now.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that twist completely unnecessary.
Like, why? So yes, unnecessary twist at the end. It's like, it's Olympic season. So I'm going to throw this out there. It's like you're watching the freestyle aerials or the snowboard big air, and somebody pulls off a big trick and then smacks their face on the landing.
Yeah.
Like, excellent execution, could not finish the trick.
They almost brought it home, but
Yep. And that's kind of how I feel about this commercial.
Yep, I agree. Imagine if they would have gotten. Imagine if they'd been able to pull off a James Earl Jones as the last guy pulling it.
Oh, that would have been so much better.
That would have been so great.
and he's the one that nobody can keep up with.
Yeah, no, and he just laughs and pulls off. Like, that would have been infinity times better.
If
Yes.
what if it was a dual advertising, and as he speeds off, he yells, "We have the meats."
We have that. Is that who does that?
Yes, he does the Arby's commercial.
Arby's and Toyota commercial combined.
Little cross promotion.
Cross promo.
We have the meat.
Is it going down the mountain? Oh, that'd be funny. Yeah.
That'd be
All
a
right,
commercial.
so that was a better commercial than the one we were forced to see.
Yeah. What's next?
Yeah, we got. Oh, okay. So now we are in the final stretch. Those are arguably the only car commercials. Although since we did Carvana, there was also a Vroom commercial featuring the second Volkswagen thing of the night.
Yes.
I don't remember anything else about it, honestly, because I saw that and was so distracted by the fact that there was a second VW thing in Super Bowl ads. I didn't even know what the rest was.
For those of us who weren't so distracted by the thing to watch the commercial, more distracted by the thing so we couldn't watch the commercial, I do think it was a pretty clear way of, if you were paying attention, they kind of were like, hey, this is what our product is. Because I didn't even know, because I had seen a bunch of other Vroom ads about, so used to saying Zoom meetings. That's the only problem. Too many things that end in
And episode title.
Too many things that end in
Zooming.
But it's like the person's trying to sell their car. She gets an offer. The guy's going to come pick it up, and then he just like no shows. Versus, hey, I put my car up on Vroom. I sold it. Vroom comes to pick it up, and I get paid. Like it's kind of the whole point is how they're trying to take the hassle out of selling your car, which is an effective commercial. The dancing was great. If you were paying attention to that, it was certainly the most astonishingly choreographed Super Bowl commercial. In fact, it was the best choreographed part of any Super Bowl. Because as much as any part of this Super Bowl, because as much as I like the halftime show, the music wise, the choreography was pretty standard. This choreography was better.
Fair enough. I don't know why Eminem did the 8 Mile song, but that's for a different podcast. Like that just is not necessary anymore.
We're not a Super Bowl halftime show review podcast.
Yeah, also not. So now, okay, with the conclusion of Vroom, I cannot vote on this because Volkswagen thing. Tristan quite liked it. Nick, what was your thought?
I didn't even remember this one happened. So
there you go.
So my vote's the only one that counts. I'll give it a 6.
There you go. That's why I haven't said anything so far. I forgot this one even exists.
We're now in the car add-on
accessories
section.
Aftermarket.
Real quick, WeatherTech Special Ops. No, okay, fine, sure, yep.
They've kind of had that same theme for a while, though.
Yeah, they absolutely have. Yeah,
yeah.
Seems...
And here's a question: WeatherTech sponsors an entire IMSA series. They have WeatherTech Racing, which runs 3 or 4 GT cars around the world. Mr. McNeil is like the most preeminent car collector in the world. He owns the single most expensive Ferrari ever. Like, do they need a Super Bowl commercial? Like, do they people, if you are in any way connected to car culture, you know what WeatherTech is.
Yeah,
and
but
I think they're trying to
gas.
I think they're trying to hit everybody else. Yeah, I think that's right. It's like, you've already captured us. Capture my mom. Don't actually kidnap my mom.
There's the episode title.
Capture my mom.
Capture my mom.
Don't actually kidnap my mom. Mom, they're not coming for you. It's okay.
Well, if she does get kidnapped, it's probably going to be in a pretty sweet car because that guy's got a great collection.
Hey, yeah, it's true. I don't know.
The ransom will be in floor mats.
That's true. For me, I really think it is A, don't take your foot off the gas from your head. B, the way they've set up their website is that the car mats are 100% the lead-in, because everyone does know by this point, or most people, that if you want a really nice quality fit all-weather floor mat, you get a WeatherTech. They're actually not that expensive, but Then when you get to the website, it's the dog bowls, it's the dog bowl mats, it's everything else. You can weather,
The
you can
Christmas
WeatherTech,
tree mats.
yeah, you can WeatherTech your entire house should
cup
you
phone.
want to.
I have a cup phone. It is great.
Yeah, I mean that's just how it goes. So I think it makes sense for them to have a commercial. It's the other one that is mysterious to me. So apparently, didn't even know this was a thing. If you buy an EV, you have the option to buy third-party charging systems for your car,
Yes.
which I didn't know was really a thing. And I also didn't realize that was the point of this commercial. So it's the commercial is a story about a man who's afraid of getting struck by lightning, which was like the start of the commercial, right? And then the twist at the end was that he got over his fear of electricity by getting a wall box, which is the third party company that charges his apparently electric car. Why does a man who's afraid of electricity own an electric car? These are the kind of questions there's no time for. Why this?
Yeah, the premise is a little weird, but I do think that you might have it backwards. I think that once he met Wallbox, electricity became his friend, and then he could get an electric car.
So he bought the wall box first?
Yes, because it's friendly.
Well, that's just nonsense.
Don't you want a friendly Wallbox in your house?
Not if I don't have the car. If I buy the car,
that's the
I
other
buy the
thing.
car and then realize, oh shit, I need a better way to charge this. Maybe I should get a wall box.
This guy Seth's kind of a loser.
Come on, Seth.
But did you watch it?
I did, because I remember the part where he like turns on a light switch with a rake.
The angry power outlets are hilarious.
Yeah, but the sequence is all wrong.
Yeah, no, I don't.
There's some plot holes. I don't like to look into those.
Perhaps analyzing the story timeline of a commercial is not
narrative
that much
structure.
Yeah, maybe we're going a little too deep here, but I mean, that's kind of it? Question mark. I feel like we're missing one.
Oh, I think we got it.
Oh, no. Porsche Top Gun.
Oh.
Which
That's
I didn't
right.
see. It isn't on this list. So is it real?
It was on the other list.
But was that a Top Gun commercial or was that a Porsche commercial?
That's a really good question. It was technically, I think it was actually a Top Gun commercial, but it had a Porsche in it.
That's true.
Since we're in
isn't
the
that
bonus
because
round
in the
anyway.
original Top Gun he drives a Porsche, right? So he's
He
driving
does.
another one in this movie.
Correct. I think he drove the 944
Yes.
in Top Gun.
Yes, correct.
Because that was the thing, right? He had like the fastest road car, the fastest motorcycle,
Because he had a need for speed.
Need for
exactly.
speed.
And the F-14. It was just like such a great plane. So cool.
Yes, great plane.
Swing wing, radar dish that could cook a rabbit.
Just completely unnecessary and massive.
Huge.
Absolutely massive. Not as big as an F-15. Shocking. Wait, are we doing just jets now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are we a jet
missile
podcast?
A missile system that cost more than the enemy plane.
That's true. By the way, we said it'd be done in 45 minutes. So
We got to hustle.
yeah. All right. So let's just call it a car commercial because there happens to be a car in it. I also didn't see this during the Super Bowl, so I don't know when it was broadcast.
I don't remember seeing it.
I don't know. But after seeing it posthumously, it's okay. It reminded me that I really wanted to see the Top Gun movie, and I'm glad they didn't put it out during the pandemic, so I may actually go see it in May when it comes out.
There you go.
Posthumously.
Well, what would you call it?
Certainly not after death.
Well, listen, the Super Bowl's dead and gone.
Uh,
Yeah, it's fine. I'm actually looking forward. They did show the GT, yep, the all electric GT race car, which looks cool. I'm intrigued by that. But yeah, that's I don't remember really seeing it either, so I don't have much of an opinion on it.
Well, there we go.
There you go.
ta-da!
That is your list of Super Bowl car or car adjacent ads, and
Yeah.
Polestar is your 2022 Super Bowl champion.
Definitely runaway winner. Absolutely.
I wouldn't call it a runaway. I mean, the Kia one was good. The Chevy one
Kia
was good.
But I think in terms of, in my opinion, the Polestar was the only one that actually had all of the components of a car plus commercial that you would actually want in that. The car was nice. The commercial was nice for the car and for the company. And as much as I liked the Kia one, that was mainly about the car looking fantastic, especially in motion. The dog could have been literally anything.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Tristan, any other closing thoughts before we wrap up?
I think that sums it up pretty well. Honestly, I think the Polestar one sticks out because, kind of as we discussed, it's, I don't know if this is strictly revolutionary. I'm sure it's been done before, but it's certainly an uncommon choice to advertise what you aren't.
Yeah.
So I think that was what really stuck out and was a brave choice for a Super Bowl ad, where normally it's either we're going to make a TV show episode and then throw a product in at the end, or we're going to spend 30 seconds cramming in absolutely every feature we can describe in this bazillion-dollar Super Bowl commercial. We're going to get our money's worth out of it. And the Polestar commercial was like a handful of things, maybe 2 handfuls, 10 things they weren't, and then the car done.
Yeah.
And I think that was a very bold and rewarding choice.
Yes,
Definitely.
Absolutely. So congratulations, Polestar. If we could even begin to afford you, we would probably think about buying your car. So, folks, we're actually, as we roll into season 5 here, we're changing up some formats and episode lengths for you. So if you listen to our first episode this year, a little bit longer form, free flowing, talking about a bunch of different topics. When we get into these, what we like to call internally a themed episode, which aren't really time sensitive, etc., we're going to try to keep it shorter this year, give you a little more time back. So we're going to get you out of here. But before we do, real quick, we want to remind you how to get a hold of us. You can find us on social media. Looking up on Facebook, you can search Check Engine Podcast. Andrew, where can they find our Twitter account where we break news on Super Bowl car trivia?
At Check Engine Pod.
And Tristan, where can they find us on the Instagrams?
Also at Check Engine Pod.
So there you go. Like, follow, share, post, DM, reach out how and when you can. Ask us questions to answer on the show. Let us know what you like or dislike. Give us topic ideas. What did you all think of the Super Bowl ads? What were your favorites? What were your least favorites? Do you agree with how we thought through this or not? Let us know. Thank you for sticking with us today. We appreciate you listening, but we don't want you just to listen. Like I just said, reach out to us on those socials. On whatever platform you're listening to us on, be sure to leave us a review, preferably a good one. That'd be great. And or hit that subscribe button. It's free and you'll get informed of any new content we put out there. If you're really into what we're doing and would like to help us buy Polestars for ourselves, you have 2 options for that. You can go to patreon.com/checkenginepodcast or hit that support button on our homepage at anchor.fm/checkenginepodcast. Every cent pledged is put toward making this podcast a better experience for you, the listener, and none of it goes back to our personal pockets. Guys, who or what are we shouting out before we sign off?
I mean, as weird as it sounds, I think I got to go with you guys because of the 3 of us, I'm definitely the one with the most complicated and unavailable schedule, and so that's been making coming
Beg to
back
differ,
a
sir.
complete fucking nightmare. So I apologize, and I thank you guys for being patient with me. Yeah. So thanks,
Tristan.
I mean, I feel like we can go around the table with that one because
Yeah.
I think we all have our opportunities. And I think we can, maybe I'll steal Nick's normal thunder here, but I feel like that's something we can certainly thank our audience for as well. We've been doing this for a few years now, and this year, by far, despite some of the previous years being very stressful with pandemic and everything else, this year has definitely been the most eventful for all of us. And I think we want to thank everybody for sticking with us both internally. So thank you guys for sticking with me, and I'll stick with you. And thank you from all of us to our listeners for sticking with us while we've been in and out these past few months. So it's definitely something that it's hard to stay at the front of your mind on your podcast list when they they don't come up very often. But we appreciate you digging for us and asking for us on Facebook and when's the next episode. It really keeps us coming back. I think there was a very good chance we could have just been like, yeah, we're done. But I think
Yeah.
there were too many people counting on us out there. In
And that's
our
scary,
fans.
but,
So it's
you know.
it's scary, but it's also very, very motivating.
Exciting, super exciting.
Yeah, very cool and very exciting. So yeah, you did steal my thunder. So we'll leave it at that. Thank you for your support, everybody. We love hearing from you. We love recording this for you, and we cannot wait to speak to you again whenever those schedules align. But until then, take care.